Welcome to Straight Talk with Sandra Reish. Are you trying to master the game of life without success? There are secrets and strategies to living your best life. We'll share some of them with you on today's show. Take advantage of this series to become an expert at relationships. All relationships. It's time to live the life that you deserve to live. Now, here's your host, Sandra Reish.
Welcome to Straight Talk with Sandra Reish, a show that helps you live your best life and reach for the stars. We are live, so do not forget to feel free to call into the show at 1-866-472-5792 with questions, comments. We always have a prize if you call in for the first person who calls in, so feel free to call us. So, we're in January, and I thought, well, what topic do I need to talk about on Straight Talk in January? And it seemed to me that the topic at this time of year is New Year's resolutions. People walk around talking about new year, new you, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and it's not always that easy to do. So I wondered, are New Year's resolutions a setup for failure? And I don't like to wonder things myself, so I brought on Georgia Dow from the Montreal Center for Anxiety and Depression, dear friend, colleague, brilliant psychotherapist, co-director of Anxiety Videos, and someone I just love talking to. Background in psychology, art therapy, Canadian Jiu-Jitsu champion, and on multiple podcasts. I always forget to mention that. That's very important. And someone who treats anxiety in people all the time and stress management. So welcome back to Straight Talk, Georgia.
Thank you so much for having me, Sandra.
I love to have you here, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
So let me start by asking you, do you make New Year's resolutions?
I'm not a strong New Year resolution kind of person. I do like to make life plan goals, but it's not something that I do at one certain point in time. I try to create certain things that I want to strive towards and steps that I get there, but I'm not really, this is the time of year that I'm going to plan out stuff. I think that there's a lot of issues and problems that might be there with New Year's resolutions myself. What about you, Sandra? Are you a strong New Year's resolution person?
I'm not a strong New Year's resolution person, but I do tend to think of January as a reset button. I do.
Yeah.
And I could argue both sides of the coin. I could argue let me start with the pro side.
Yeah.
I think that it makes me accountable. It's the end of the year. I don't know what you think about on New Year's Eve, but I'm a very low-key New Year's Eve person. But I do look at my year, and I look at how I want the next year to be different. And so I find sometimes I move away from my values, what's really important to me. I get caught in the rat race. So 2017, the beginning of the year to me is like I'm accountable to get back to those core values. That's the pro for resolutions. Now, right away, I can tell you the con is that's a lot of pressure because I'm supposed to now get it together. So, of course, I've fallen off a bit on my exercise. I'm not going to yoga as much. And now all of a sudden it's like, or a lot of people this time of year take a gym membership, start going like tons and tons and tons, and then they can't maintain it. So I'm a little bit on the fence on this New Year's resolution thing. I think that maybe it shouldn't be a New Year's resolution. Maybe it should be a review.
I like that.
Who do you want to be in this world?
Yes. What's important to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I like the way that you look at it. I like the fact that you're like, let's review what I did last year and what do I want to do, going forward. Instead of, I think that people set this New Year's resolution and they often set it, too high and too stringent. And then once you fall off the horse, you're like, well, forget about that. I've wrecked it now.
It's all or nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Very black or white thinking.
Yeah, I like that. Like, it's almost like if I would now start going to the gym and go back to my yoga class in January, like my calendar would show all these amazing exercises because I like to write it down and make it fun.
I like that in and of itself, Sandra. Why do you write it down? And what do you think the difference is to that? Because I think as we go through, how do you do, if you want to do this right, it's nice to be able to track it.
That's true.
Please. I love these.
Thank you. Great question. Well, I am such a behaviorist, and I mean that's how I open the clinic. I am the rat girl. For people listening, what does that mean? When I was in university and we'd study rats, I was like in love with the rats, okay? I know she's laughing her head off. We unfortunately are having a technology problem, so we're not streaming live right now. Hopefully we'll get it fixed on the break. Anyways, I love the rats because rats can learn almost anything. And it gave me tremendous hope for my own life, okay? Because
if a rat
can learn it, I can learn it. And that's what I tell clients all the time when they say I can't. A rat can, you can.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a behaviorist. So behaviorist is, we're not interested in what people say, we're interested in what people do. So the reason I write it down is I could say that I want to eat more broccoli and exercise till I'm blue in the face. If I'm not going to write it down and have to tick it off, and a behaviorist also believes in reinforcement, right?
Yes.
The rat gets a piece of cheese every time it goes through the maze. I need my piece of cheese. And I'm very rat-like like that. I like gold stars. I do. You do too, by the way. You're a gold star girl.
I love them. I'll do anything for a sticker.
Me too. Me too. So I like putting on my calendar that I'm going to do something so then I can put a tick and then I get reinforced to do more, because that brings up another important point, is which comes first, motivation or action? Most people think motivation. What do you think?
Oh, I love that. It's the life therapy, right?
People
say, oh, well, I'll do it when it feels good.
That's right.
And
when I'm motivated.
Right, when I'm motivated. But even the problem with motivation is fleeting at the best. It doesn't stick around forever, right?
Yeah.
And often motivation follows the behavior of doing it at first, and it feels horrible. If it was motivated before, you'd already be doing it, right? So I think that that's so true. We want to go for discipline, and we want to be able to give yourself that little tiny M&M or piece of cheese or sticker or whatever works for you, or tick, to be able to put it on the board, which will encourage you to do it because you can see it. And instead of saying, I've fallen off the horse and I might as well just forget about it, you're like, well, I did it 6 times this last week. I missed one day. I'm going to do it another few times. And every time you do it, you feel rewarded instead of the opposite. I have a funny story. Can I tell you a cute little story?
Of course, please.
So my husband for my kids, also very strongly behaviorist, for my kids, they have like little reward charts.
Ah, yes.
If they
you
do
are
things
very behavioral.
Very, very strongly. And so my husband wanted to learn piano, and he wanted to get better at it. And so he said, I want to practice for 15 minutes a day, some piano. And so I put up a little chart just to kind of be cute and funny. I put up a little chart for his piano. Didn't my children start to write little happy faces on that chart? When he had that chart up, every day he practiced, because he would get my kids to write a little happy face. And the day that he didn't do it, my little one wrote a sad face on that chart. The next day, I tell you, he practiced again. And when we got rid of the chart, the month was over. I think that when I'm going to go home, I'm going to redo it, actually. The month was over. I didn't put up another chart. What happened to his practicing of piano?
He stopped.
He stopped.
Yeah.
He stopped.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think that you've already given a huge nugget to people. If you do want to deal with something, you want to be accountable to that and be able to see change on the board. Well, I love it.
I love your story, by the way. Thank you. And here's my story. Okay, is that people say very nice things to me, like, you're so hardworking and wow, and it's all a big lie. It's a very big lie. Okay?
The truth comes out.
The truth comes out.
You heard it here.
Yes, on Straight Talk with Sandra Riche, I promise to always be a straight talker. So they say you're hardworking and I don't know how you do it, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so it's all a lie, because I'm like your husband. I want the happy face or the tick. So... And then I can go back to rest and relaxation, which is what I truly love. I think I'm a hedonist at heart.
Right.
Most people don't think so. They say, no, you're a workaholic. You got a lot going on. No, I don't think so at all. I think when I studied in school, I did well in school because I needed to do well. And I think that I would do the same thing. I would say 10 minutes of study and you get 5 minutes on the internet.
I've actually done that. I once put Skittles on each page of my work.
Yes.
And when I turn the page, I had to eat the Skittles. It's not even a joke. I really did that.
Basically, we're children, okay? I am a child. And apparently you are too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I won't do anything without reward.
Yeah.
But I think that's basically human nature. And I think that, so I'm good at setting up, when I have something very unpleasant to do, which is basically work. I love my work, don't misunderstand me, but writing a report, or last night I had to write out a script, I have to make deals with myself. And I think we're on something that we didn't even intend to fall on, but it's so important, is that I make a deal with myself, and clearly you do too.
I do.
And I get a reward at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I had to write out a script for a commercial, and I didn't want to do it. but I wanted very much to read an itinerary coming up on a cruise that I'm going on. And it was open on my screen, and I said, no, you're not allowed to see Dee write the script. Now, my clients say, but I can't do that because I know I can look at the itinerary of the cruise. But I lie to myself. I say, no, you can't. I go into parental mode. I say, no, you cannot see that until you do the work.
How do you get there to that? Because I think that for a lot of people, they have that hard time because you're saying, you as a hedonist at heart are able to set these boundaries and consequences, which if you have a problem with boundaries and consequences, we have a DVD on it.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Just saying it straight up.
Yeah.
But you've set yourself a boundary and your own consequence, and you are able to be self-diligent and be able to say, okay, I'm actually going to enforce this. That I love. I love that.
It saved my life, Georgia. It saved my life because I think that, like other people, I think humans have a propensity to indulgence.
Yes.
And I, like to sit watching my favorite TV show and not getting stuff done. There's always work to be done, but pleasure is so much more attractive.
Yes.
And I think that it's a strategy. It's a strategy. Yeah. It's just a strategy, and it works for me. It works for me, and there is a lie in it because saying to someone of my age, you cannot look at the internet unless you cannot look at your cruise itinerary unless you do this work is a complete flagrant lie. I can do whatever I want anytime I want. So, but I choose to believe my lie so that I get the work done.
I love it, and then you enforce it, and you get the work done. And then you get that secondary reinforcement of feeling good that you did it.
I feel so good.
Because we all hate doing whatever we don't want to do. We hate for it,
yeah.
And we love once it's done, right?
Well, that's where my motivation comes from.
Yes.
You said, how did I get there? You and I have had a weird conversation once. We were driving back from a wedding, okay, and a client's wedding. And we were talking about how we like being very hungry and very thirsty. Remember that conversation?
Oh, yes, the Doritos.
Yes, and then we love, it's a weird show. Sorry, guys. Okay, but it's actually very helpful in terms of New Year, New You. Because George and I were talking about the fact that when we're really thirsty and we're really hungry, we like the sensation of getting really thirsty and then taking a cold glass of water. Okay, so it's the same feeling as I feel play is only pleasurable once I've done my work. So if you play it all the time, so we just got back from vacation, and this is definitely true. My daughter says all the time, why can't we just stay on vacation? But it wouldn't be so exciting if you were always on vacation.
Oh, I like that.
So it's work hard, play hard.
Yes.
Coming back to something I really strongly believe in.
And we can
Tell us about that.
You can only enjoy one. We only know that we're happy because we've gone through troubles beforehand, right? You've never gone through troubles, you don't understand. I only appreciate my body after I've been sick, really appreciate feeling not sick or not being in pain after I felt it.
That is so true.
I love that, and I love that you've used that as your motivation. I do something similar as I think of it like a backpack. I think of my work that I have to do like a backpack that I can't get away from. And that stress of knowing that I have to do it, I carry until I get it done, so I might as well just get it done. It's not going to be better. I'm not going to I used to lie myself thinking, I'll like to do it later more. Right?
Yeah.
I'll like it better later. I'll be better at it. It'll be easier later. And now I know that that's a complete lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate it just as much. I'm not going to be any more talented at it later. Right. It's not going to be any better. I might as well at least get it done.
True enough.
And then I get rid of that backpack that I've been carrying around on my back, which is that same feeling of suffering. I'm like, I'm suffering anyways. I can't really enjoy my video game. At least if I get this done, I can really enjoy that video game without any guilt. And I want to play that video game and not feel guilt, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Wow. So it's like lessening your backpack?
Yeah.
So taking the load off of you.
Yes.
Right, because it's true. And you always know when you have stuff to do.
It's somewhere there. You can really have fun.
You can run, but you can't hide.
I want my hedonistic tendencies to be fully hedonistic. So it's kind of wrecking that flow. I want to have the full flow.
So you are actually, in talking with me, you're seeing yourself.
Oh, completely. There's a reason why we're friends.
So that's the secret.
That's
the secret. And that's why, and I bet that was relevant to becoming a jiu-jitsu champion. Was it relevant in your training, in your determination? I mean, come on, it had to be. Not exactly. I really loved training. I loved training for jiu-jitsu because in my heart I wanted to be like a superhero. It was the closest thing I could get to it. And I enjoyed. It wasn't suffering for me. It was. You loved it.
It was suffering, but I enjoyed the action. It was its own reward. was after the training. I knew that I was getting better. I felt like this, warrior fighter of like medieval times, getting to be better and dealing with my own weaknesses. So I think that for that, it was a little different. It was definitely facing my fear of failure, and sometimes strange and painful and horrible at times, but I enjoyed that feeling to it. And so I think for that, it was.
So you never had to use reinforcement to get yourself to go to the gym and workouts?
No, because I was learning a skill that I loved. And so it wasn't going to the gym and suffering. That's why I don't like going to the gym and just being on a treadmill. So I don't want to get better at being on a treadmill.
Okay. So it would be more relevant for you with things like you're like me with paperwork and stuff like that. Yeah, writing out things.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Anything with
like
writing.
That time we had to do something for
that was
Quebec,
That was just, and the feeling of that, I'm going to lose my license if it doesn't get done. That did it. That was one of those things that I was like, oh, okay, I'm definitely going to do it because of, like, that was like fear, right? The gun. I'm like, oh, well, if I don't do it, bad things are going to happen.
So tip 1, New Year, New You, if you are going to put a New Year's resolution, is write it down.
I love it.
And set up a system, a reward chart, or something where you're going to get an immediate payoff for doing it. Now, on the question.
Can I add something to you?
Yeah.
Actually have it written down and put it somewhere where everyone's going to see it. You really want to enforce this. Sometimes people... Public shaming. Well, I was thinking public reward, but I guess you're right.
Shaming.
Because that's what
I didn't exercise. My whole family's going to see it.
Exactly. Which some people put it on social media, but people forget we're fickle. You want to put it somewhere where you're going to see it on a wall, somewhere else where people are going to be able to view that and also be proud of yourself so you can look at it. You don't want it somewhere in the back of the cupboard where you're going to be able to keep the cupboard door closed.
Okay, well, I want to definitely say on this that action definitely comes before motivation. So do not wait for motivation.
Don't wait
for
it.
If I want to go to the gym and I'm waiting for motivation, I'm going to wait forever.
Yes.
But here's another trick I do is I say, here's the deal, Sandra. You can go for just 5 minutes. If it still feels awful,
beautiful,
come home.
I love that. That is such a good,
because it's measurable. I can manage that. And for 5 minutes, there's not much I can't handle for 5 minutes.
I love that.
Now, here's what happens.
So good.
It's behavioral. It's behavioral.
It's a mind hack.
It's a mind hack. So you get to the gym, you do your 5 minutes, and you see action creates motivation. So after the 5 minutes, I feel so good that I did that. I'm most likely going to keep on doing it. And if I don't keep on doing it, I still get my tick. The tick on my calendar that we're talking about.
And you're creating a habit, and habits are more powerful than motivation. Always. I love it.
Neuroplasticity wants to play again.
Brilliant. I love that one. I did that one for I would have never passed my thesis without that. I'd say I'm going to do it 10 minutes a day. I'm like, that I can manage the suffering. And
everything's measurable.
And it was suffering. Every word was suffering. But I said, for 10 minutes I can do it, and I got through it only by using that one there. I love that one. That one's a great.
So that's our first tip, really, is to break down things into small, first of all, action before motivation.
Yes.
And break down whatever your dream is into small steps. Some of my clients get frustrated when I say that. I'm thinking of a client who got frustrated. They don't want to go in small steps. They want to go in big steps. And they were disappointed that I said that. They said, but you're the one who always says reach for the stars. But even reaching for the stars are for some, like, it's a big distance. You got to get your ladder and take one prong at a time.
Yes.
And otherwise it becomes overwhelming, and you're going to curl back up and start eating the chocolate bonbons lying in bed watching reality TV.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
You will. It's absolutely true. And I love that thing of the one little tiny step at a time. And even if you say, listen, I'm just going to put one thing that I'm going to do towards my goal a day. That's it.
Yeah.
One thing. It's the whole desert is created by many grains of sand. You're just adding one little tiny grain of sand, right?
One little tiny grain of sand.
That's it. It counts.
So we're reframing it as not New Year's resolutions, but maybe taking the stock of your life. Maybe at the end of the year is a good time, but any time of year could be.
Any time of year.
And saying, who do I want to be in this 2017, going to reflect it? And we're going to take a break in a moment, but during the break, I want you to get a piece of paper.
Yes, I like this.
Yeah, let's get a piece of paper.
I'm excited.
We're going to do it too.
We're going to.
Let's do it. Oh my God, I'm so excited too.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, get a piece of paper, write down 3 things that you want to change in your life. Is 3 too many? No, 3's not too bad.
Start with 3.
3 things. We'll come back from the break. Write down just the 3 things you want to change in your life, and when we come back, we'll talk about how to institute those 3 using our examples.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Let's make 2017 as great for everyone as possible. We are now, our technology problems are solved. We are on Facebook. If you want to watch us live, write down our goals on Straight Talk Sandra Reish. So that's the Facebook page, and we'll be right back with Straight Talk with Sandra Reish.
Your life, your health, your network. You're listening to Voice America Health and Wellness.
Spa Munari is a full-service wellness day spa located at the heart of West Island, Quebec. Submerge yourself in beauty with one of our many treatments, specially catered to your needs. We offer facials, manicures, pedicures, hair removal, massages, body treatments, and so much more. Enjoy our ultimate relaxation experience with our spa packages. We offer a men's menu as well. Call us today to book your next appointment at 514-695-5040 or visit us on the web at spamunari.com. That's 514-695-5040 or spamunari.com.
Join the therapist who is affectionately known as the Couple Whisperer, Sandra Reish, on her famous couple retreats and change your life forever. Sandra offers couple retreats in beautiful locations several times a year that can radically change your love life. Couples describe her retreats as life-changing. Regain that loving feeling, bring your intimacy to a new level, and rediscover excitement and joy. Find out more at helpforanxietydepression.com or call 514-796-4357. We all want love and safety. Now you can have it. Call 514-796-4357 or helpforanxietydepression.com.
Change your life forever with the latest cutting-edge products for home study treatment for anxiety, featuring the clinical director of the Montreal Center for Anxiety and Depression and host of Straight Talk, Sandra Reish. Sandra is joined by top therapist Georgia Dow in this revolutionary anxiety videos therapy series. Thousands of people have benefited from this scientifically proven treatment approach. Isn't it time you chose yourself? Visit anxiety-videos.com right now. That's anxiety-videos.com and change your life forever.
A fresh look at today's health. Voice America Health and Wellness.
You are listening to Straight Talk with Sandra Reish. To connect with the program today, please call 1-866-472-5792. Again, that's 1-866-472-5792. You may also send an email to info@helpforanxietydepression.com. Now, back to Straight Talk. Here's Sandra Reish.
We're back on Straight Talk. This is such an exciting show. We're having a lot of fun here talking about New Year, New You, and how do you make those connections. We're getting a really big response on Facebook today on Straight Talk Sandra Reish. Just a shout out to everyone and thank you for your support. It means so much to us to see people on Facebook listening to the show. You know, it's kind of a weird thing to record a show. You don't know who's listening. So thank you all so much. Before we go any further, I always like to thank Spa Munari at this point for supporting this show. If you are in the Montreal area and you call them at 514-695-5040 and you say Straight Talk with Sandra Reish, you get 15% off any of their treatments. Just mention the show. Talk about New Year's resolutions. I didn't put that on my list, but going to a spa and getting a massage regularly would be my number 4. I have 3 things on there. It would be my number 4.
I've already started that. I go every second week for a massage. I think that it's something that people should do. If it might not be a massage, it might be a pedicure, it might be hang out, it might be working out, whatever is your thing.
Well, go to Spa Munari and get the 15%. Yes. Don't forget to mention Straight Talk. All you have to say is say Straight Talk and get 15% off whatever is there. And then they have new beauty treatments to we want to do. I think we should do it together. 514-695-5040. Thank you, spamunari.com. Okay, so before the break, we talked about Georgia and our participating in our own experiment of writing down 3 things that we want 2017 to include. So what I suggest we do is you'll do one, I do one, and then we'll talk about how do you make it happen behaviorally? Because again, it's just talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
Funny for a radio person to say that, but talk is cheap.
Even straight talk.
Even straight talk is cheap unless you're not a behaviorist.
That's it. Unless you put in a plan to actually enact it.
I can't believe we just called straight talk cheap. But it is.
In itself, you have to use it. It's not just listening. I think a lot of people want to listen passively and they say, yeah, that sounds great, Sandra.
Yeah.
Love what you're saying. Go off and then don't put it to action. Talk is the beginning, but then you actually want to do something about it.
And that's the part
we're doing it. We're putting the talk to the money.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. We're walking the walk.
We're doing the straight talk, and then we're going to walk the walk.
Okay, go ahead. You have number 1 on your list is?
Okay, so I want to become a certified scuba dive master within the next year, which I don't know if I can do it in the next year, but it was something that was really scary for me, and I have to make sure I go through the plans. And I think that a lot of times when I'm doing something that's frightening for me, I'll say, oh, well, I'll do it later, or I'll do it when I get this or that, or it's not the perfect time. It's never going to be the perfect time. So I'm going to make sure that I register for my courses. I'm going to try to I have to get like 80 dives in or something. Like there's a lot of things that I have to get ready to get that done.
So let me play devil's advocate and show where things can go wrong. 80 dives. So behaviorally, what are you going to need to do to make sure this happens? Or at least try to make sure this happens? Because again, 80 dives without a plan, it's such a cliche, but those who fail to plan to fail.
Ooh, I like that.
I know, but it's such a cliche. My husband laughs when I say it, but it's true.
This.
Those who fail to plan to fail. What's the plan? And this is what I do in my sessions.
I love this.
What's the plan?
So,
Georgia's getting therapy.
I love it. Free therapy. This is fabulous. So what I'm going to do is there's a trip that you can go on with the dive school, and you get, I think it's 35 dives, and I already have 12 under my belt. Mm-hmm. And so that would put me over my number of dives, along with I need to get I need to get my CPR certification for this year, and I need to do my rescue diver course.
Now, you see, if I was her therapist, and I'm here to sort of show you what you need to do, okay, I would say, okay, that sounds wonderful, this trip. When is the trip? You have to keep going. When is the trip?
Well, the trip is it's next March. So not this March coming up, but the one after it.
So this will be a 2018 goal then.
I guess it would be too. That's the only thought that I have to get my registered certified rescue driver beforehand.
Okay, now when do you think you'll sign up for that trip?
That I haven't done yet, so I've been avoiding doing it.
Okay, can you make a commitment with me today?
Oh my goodness, you're scaring me, Sandra.
I'll give you. You have all.
I will plan. I know I'm getting
inappropriately.
Ready. No, I'm getting ready. I have my pen out. I will plan to do. I don't know if it'll be the one that I really want to go to, which is like a beautiful area. But I will make a plan to register for the next trip right after I do my rescue diver, so that I make sure that I pass.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you when you're doing your rescue diver.
My rescue diver I'm doing this summer for sure. Period. That's already in the works to it.
Is it in your Google Calendar?
No.
Okay, could you commit to put it today?
I like it. Okay.
Google. Okay, so you see,
putting it down. I like this.
Yes.
Free therapy. I love this. This is great.
This is the game I play with myself, because the thing is, otherwise there's too many ways out.
Oh my goodness. And the other, can I add something else to that?
Sure.
That you can get me on is I have to do some credits. Can we put that onto our list of things to do? Okay.
Well, actually, Georgia is actually bringing up, she means that as psychotherapists, we need credits, and actually we need to make a behavioral plan, because we're going to no longer have a career.
Okay, so
that might be the end of Straight Talk and everything else.
And everything else. Okay, so let's do that one as well.
Okay,
and figure out what does that.
Okay, so
that will be one as well. I'm putting that down as number 4, but actually
so we'll have to go through that on what's our action plan, because we're avoiding that like thieves.
Yes.
Okay, so
what's yours?
So my number 1 is that there has to be, and again, there is flexibility, but I would like there to be some form of moving my body, exercise daily.
Okay, how do you plan to do, and what would constitute exercise? I think that often we need to define what the terms of the rules are. What would be considered exercise for you?
Okay, well, I want to be gentle in my goals, and I recommend to clients and people listening to be gentle.
Aim low so you do it and you feel good about it instead of aiming high and then you failed when you didn't reach that high.
Now, type A personalities don't like that. They aim low. They're going to, like, their automatic reflex is going to say, oh, come on, I'm not supposed to aim low. I should be doing an hour a day or 4 hours a day. But Georgia,
you want to be successful.
That's right. Georgia's 100% right. You're going to aim low because people who lower their standards are more successful, and that is factual scientific evidence than people who have high standards. And so, and by the way, type A's don't ever become complacent. So don't worry, you're not going to get lazy. No. So what constitutes exercise for me is walking on the treadmill. So I have a treadmill desk.
Nice.
Right behind us, actually.
Okay, perfect.
And that's really cool because there's really no reason that I wouldn't be able, because you can just walk while you work.
How can you, though, make that area more salient to get there? Because that's the other thing, is that people don't get it set up to be an area where you want to go.
That's really good. I like that, actually.
Yeah, what could you do to make this an area? Because like I see it there, but it's there's nothing on it. There's no reason that you're going to want to walk to it when you have a comfy chair. Why walk is my thought to it.
Well, I'll tell you what I could do. It's a really good question. I love my computer. Love my computer. Okay. So I could have my computer, I could bring it down the night before.
Yes.
And the only way I can go check my email and start my day, I could get a coffee.
Yes.
Because when you're walking on the treadmill, you can actually have a coffee.
Of course.
And so get my coffee, and the computer would be there waiting for me, which for me is a prize.
Now, could we set up like the charger and everything so that it's always sitting on that desk? So that's your area. Like that becomes your work area. You get rid of your comfortable work areas so that, because we want
I like this.
I'm behaviorist, right?
Yeah.
So what I say to people is, if you're wanting to lose weight, take the popcorn, you know, if you don't want to get rid of it in the house, but put it far away where it's difficult to reach, and then sit out the vegetable dip, or maybe without the dip, just the veggies, or maybe the veggies, the dip, it's better than nothing, the veggies, and set the cut vegetables out in front of you, because I'm lazier than I am wanting the chocolate-covered pretzels that are in the thing. I really have to want them badly to get up. But I'll munch on the veggies that are sitting there because I'm lazier, and I just want to fill my mouth with something there. So if we set your desk up today, we need a timeline, right? So
absolutely. We're going to start today. Okay. And the other thing is that I know for a fact that for me, and you know, I started this actually earlier today, but for people listening, is I've already put it in my calendar.
Love that. So you get a reminder?
I get a reminder, and I get like a tick if I'm going to do it. I want the tick.
Could we have that instead of in your calendar, though? But could
you want to publicly shame me again?
A Bristol? Not publicly shame you. I would
maybe down here.
Yeah, so you see it. And you have that, and if you kids get to put a sticker on every day you did it, they get to be part of it and enjoy it, and you want to please your children. Like, we can use our own type A personality against us, right?
I like it. Now,
for us.
I like it. And what I like where you're going is that it's true that some days may happen that I just can't get on the treadmill. So me,
why don't we say like 5 out of 7?
I'm good with, but I'm even good with 7 because I have a way out.
What is your way out?
A stretch counts.
I like
that. A good stretch counts. I said move your body every day. I didn't say it has to be a 6-hour workout. Walking can be 6 hours.
I sometimes will just do 10 wall push-ups, and I'm like, okay. And then I just do a few squats, and I'm like, at least I've moved myself. I like it. Okay.
Done. We're good.
So I'm going to show you mine.
Yeah, and
then what is our timeline that we're going to show each other that we've done this? Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I Tuesday the latest. I think I can send you a picture later tonight. I don't play around, Georgia Dow.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, I don't play.
Okay.
I don't play. And that's another trick, by the way. The sooner you commit to things, the sooner your life will change. So if you're listening and you want to change your life, make a commitment right now.
Okay, can we add something to this? Because I think that a lot of people, no, not to you, but a lot of people want it to be perfect, right? So I don't have the right shoes, but I don't have this, but I don't have that. Do the closest that you can do to begin to build the habit. Even if it's not there. If you don't have a standing desk, maybe you'll say, I'm going to walk up and down the stairs of my house 3 times.
Dance.
I'm going to do some cleaning around the house. I'm going to move a little faster while I do it. Listen to some music. Make this as fun as possible.
It has to be fun.
Has to be fun.
Everything has to be fun. Yes. Even horrible things. Even if we have to take these courses, that we have to find a way to make things fun. Yes. Which, by the way, I'm not going to go to it yet, but one of the things on my list is about fun, but I'll get to it soon. Let's go to the next thing.
I would like to, for me, increase my level of French. And so I already listened to the radio in my car in French, and then I practiced the words, which really has helped in my ability to learn it there. But what I was thinking would be something that would be very cool is my vocabulary is weak. And so I would love to do two things. I would love to take a room in the house and label everything in the word in French that it is. So what would be, a banister in French? What would be that? And actually have it written out, typed out, or written, and stick it on the banister.
That's so smart.
And if I see it, I will be in it. Now, the best way would be to go to France for a while, which would be the fun, and we would do it, and be immersed upon that. But living in Quebec, I could speak more in French when I do, which I try to. But I think that I would love to learn to increase my vocabulary at the same time. So I think that would be something.
But this one, it sounds like you're not even lacking motivation. It sounds like you're already there. It sounds like so I guess my only question to you is, when do you want to put these stickers on that one room? Because that will make you feel very good once you've done that. So
I think that would be great. And I think that if I did it with my kids, that they would be able to start getting through to that. And now I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of other shows tonight. So I can't do that. I don't think that I'd be able to tonight because I'll be finished at 11:30. But I think that I could do that tomorrow, and I think it would be a fun family activity.
Can you send us a picture, and I'll post it on Facebook for our listeners?
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to do.
You heard it here. It's going to be on Facebook,
and I'm going to do that also tomorrow. If we can start it tonight, that would be good. But I'm going to start with the bathroom because it's a small enough room, and I'll have my kids just go through the house and add a few words every day.
And we're going to put the picture here on Facebook. So we're committing to this, and Twitter. We'll put it on the Twitter account too.
Yes, and you all can hold me accountable and Sandra accountable to show the chart and show the picture on Facebook. We can do both.
Okay, so we're about to go to break.
The chart is good.
Yes, I agree. And we're about to go to break. So Georgia did already 2. I've done 1. I'll be back with another one. But what about you guys? You're listening on Facebook. I see you. You're listening all over the world. Are you going to right now make a commitment and answer these same kinds of questions? Please take the time of the break to make a commitment. One commitment at a time will change your life.
Love it.
We'll be right back with Straight Talk with Sandra Reish. You can stay with us on Facebook.
Your life, your health, your network. You're listening to Voice America Health and Wellness.
Change your life forever with the latest cutting-edge products for home study treatment for anxiety, featuring the clinical director of the Montreal Center for Anxiety and Depression and host of Straight Talk, Sandra Reish. Sandra is joined by top therapist Georgia Dow in this revolutionary anxiety videos therapy series. Thousands of people have benefited from this scientifically proven treatment approach. Isn't it time you chose yourself? Visit anxiety-videos.com right now. That's anxiety-videos.com and change your life forever.
Spa Munari is a full-service wellness day spa located at the heart of West Island, Quebec. Submerge yourself in beauty with one of our many treatments, specially catered to your needs. We offer facials, manicures, pedicures, hair removal, massages, body treatments, and so much more. Enjoy our ultimate relaxation experience with our spa packages. We offer a men's menu as well. Call us today to book your next appointment at 514-695-5040 or visit us on the web at spamunari.com. That's 514-695-5040 or spamunari.com.
Join the therapist who is affectionately known as the Couple Whisperer, Sandra Reish, on her famous couple retreats, and change your life forever. Sandra offers couple retreats in beautiful locations several times a year that can radically change your love life. Couples describe her retreats as life-changing. Regain that loving feeling, bring your intimacy to a new level, and rediscover excitement and joy. Find out more at helpforanxietydepression.com or call 514-796-4357. We all want love and safety. Now you can have it. Call 514-796-4357 or helpforanxietydepression.com.
Your life, your health, your network. This is Voice America Health and Wellness.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
What sets apart VoiceAmerica.tv from the other video content providers on the internet? Choice and flexibility means that you can host your video content live or on demand on the main VoiceAmerica.tv channels through your own branded media player or your own private TV channel. We support multiple media formats, so all of your video content can be in one place. We offer a number of advertising and video packages. For more information, visit VoiceAmerica.tv. If you think you've seen online TV like this before, let us surprise you.
You are listening to Straight Talk with Sandra Reish. To connect with the program today, please call 1-866-472-5792. Again, that's 1-866-472-5792. You may also send an email to info@helpforanxietydepression.com. Now, back to Straight Talk. Here's Sandra Reish.
We are back on Straight Talk with Sandra Reish, and we are talking about goal setting and how to really put your goals in action at this time, the beginning of the new year, 2017. It is a good time to look at where life has gone wrong. And, I'm ready with my number 2. Where life has gone wrong for me in 2016 is that it became too much work. Right. And I talked about loving pleasure and being a hedonist, and I stopped having as much as I would like. So one of my goals is to put more fun and adrenaline time in my life.
What does that mean to you?
Well, we went, you and I, to on our birthdays, we went to a spa and did the hot cold thing.
We did.
I love the hot cold thing. And if you haven't done this hydrotherapy, I highly recommend it, because the feeling, the rush that your body gets is like, you feel so alive. And the thing is that as I love my job and I love a lot of things I do, but I'm sitting a lot, and we're creatures of habit, and yet we hate routine.
Right.
But yet we're creatures of habit. So I need something out of my comfort zone that stretches me. So for me, the hot and cold is an example of that. Doing something I don't know how to do, or I'm not good at, and trying something. Again, reasonable. Please don't book any skydiving for me. I'm not interested. But I am interested in going cross-country skiing and getting out of my warm, cozy house. It's hard, because warm and cozy is very appealing, but it doesn't fulfill that alive, fun, adventurous spirit.
I love that. So if we had to put this into quantifiable information, what exactly would you want to do? What would be the frequency that you would want to do this in, so that we can actually, because a lot of people say things that are very I want to be more respectful, or I want to be more kind, or I want to be more healthy. But what does that mean? So what would we actually quantify this as?
Once a month on my calendar, I want to take a day off from all work activities.
Ooh.
And I don't only mean my work at my job. I mean, all my responsibilities, I want to not exist in terms of responsibilities. And I want to go do something that increases my blood pressure in a positive way, that has an aspect of fun or excitement to it.
I love this.
Because I'm getting older, and the older you get, the more you realize that you have to live as much as possible.
You're right.
And so I want on my calendar once a month a fun day. I might even invite you.
Oh, I like that. Now, can we go one step further?
Can we?
What would be that day?
Oh dear.
Because it's great to say it. But either way, it's always going to conflict in some way. How much do you really want to set this goal?
Mondays.
The first Monday of the month, the last Monday of the month? Which way are we going with this? The middle Monday? Which second Monday, third Monday?
First Monday of the month.
Okay, first Monday of the month. When are you going to set your calendar date for that?
Tonight.
Oh, I like it. I believe you. I like that. Okay, so first Monday of the month. Is this no matter, besides family emergencies, of course?
Yes.
You're going to say no to everything.
Yes.
Plan something that's going to be for you and exciting on this day, even if that is one day you're just going to stay at home and watch something that would be exciting at home, or learn something, whatever it might be.
Yes.
That's going to be set in stone.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you another thank you very much. I'm going to tell you thank you for the strategies, because George is showing you how you can commit to this in your life. And I'm going to tell you what you do if you fail right now, what I'm going to do, and what you need to do too, is that if a Monday comes and I can't do it,
yes,
you're not going to just say I failed. You're going to rebook. It's okay. It's okay. If a Monday comes and I can't do it.
I like doing it the first Monday because
then
you can
another
do
Monday.
You have to do it the second Monday,
That's all.
but you have to do it the second Monday. So you're going to have this in your calendar. Are you going to also tell your secretaries not to book you? Or are you going to make sure that your family knows?
Yes.
I love this.
Yes, I love it too. Well, you know what? This conversation is for our listeners, but just as much for us is if it's not written down, what Georgia and I, the whole show, and maybe it's almost a little redundant, but for the point of getting the message across is if you can't write it down, and if Georgia asked very good questions, when, what time, when is first Monday, if you can't answer those questions, it's not going to happen. Yes. So you can say you want to change your life to your blue in the face. You can straight talk to your blue in the face, but it's not going to happen. So I really, really hope. We've had, again, some technology problems on Facebook, but whether you're on Facebook or you're listening live, I really hope that you're going to ask yourself those questions because this is for you guys. This is important. Are you going to commit? And, the time is running on this show because it's such a big topic and we're getting towards the end. My really big thing that I want to say is, are you serious about your goal? If you are not writing it down, if you're not putting a commitment, then that's okay. But then you have to accept that you're not really serious about your goal.
Yes.
It's just a thought.
Oh, can we say that? You have to make sure that you're responsible to that.
Yeah.
That it's not been a priority to you. You have to say, well, I guess it's not that big of a priority.
Yeah.
You want it not to be a priority.
Right. So if I don't write it down today, or if you don't put your picture on Facebook, that's okay. But then we have to say it's not that big a priority to you. And it's simple as that.
You don't
tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth.
Yes, I like that.
Georgia, what is your takeaway, your closing thought on this? And also tell us what's coming up for you.
Well, I think that this is one of these things that every day we are writing a new page in our life. And I like to think,
repeat.
Every day you are writing the next page in your life. And I like to think of my life like my own little tiny movie. And the reason that I stopped playing so many video games, I still play video games, is that I was making my character on the video game really good. And I was atrophying while this happened. So I always thought, what would I want me to be like? And so I want to just do that with my own life instead of training a little pixelated group of characters to do really cool things. I wanted to be able to have that skill. So, the next things that we're up to and what are we doing? Well, hopefully we're going to be doing some more great anxiety videos.
Oh, without a doubt.
That should be coming up for us together and help other people live that life.
Yeah.
And if you want to check out anxiety videos, you can head on down to anxiety-videos.com and get some tools that will help you live the life that you deserve to live while you're writing your pages of your book.
So beautifully said, and thank you so much for coming on to the show, Georgia.
Thank you. And Sandra, what is coming up for you?
Well, I've got two things coming up, and one is next week. If you're in Montreal, we are doing a course on self-love. And this is self-love. This is self-love. So I'm doing an intensive. It's like a 3-hour intensive with Mayte, my co-director of Empowered Women. The course is open to men and women, though, and it's going to be really amazing. So call us if you're interested, 514-777-4530. And we have an anxiety event on February 1st, also available at the Brunswick, where we'll be talking about anxiety and depression. One of our top therapists will be talking about that. She's amazing.
Wonderful speaker.
Call us about that as well. And, we're at that time, and I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for listening to the show. I'd like to thank Spa Maneri for helping make this show possible, and thank all our listeners from all over the world for listening to Straight Talk. I'd like to invite you to come back next week if you're interested in our couple retreats, women retreats, therapy, or any other media that was mentioned on the show or previous shows. Check out helpforanxietydepression.com. Don't forget to check out straighttalksandrareach.com to get there's a /radio gifts to get free gifts from the show just for you. I do want to mention, check out the Facebook page too, Straight Talk Sandra Reach, because Georgia's going to put a picture there.
And so is Sandra.
Apparently so am I.
We're doing
this. Okay, so look, we're out of time, so I'm going to leave you with this. I'm Sandra Reach, and I promise I'll help you learn to live your best life again next Thursday, same time, same channel. Georgia Dow comes back, and she's absolutely amazing, and thank you so much again. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you, Sandra.
In the meanwhile, this is Straight Talk with Sandra Reach. Keep your eyes on the stars by writing things down. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Straight Talk with Sandra Reish. We hope you've enjoyed today's show, and we'll tune in again next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel. Now, go live your best life.